The Human Playbook. Welcome to a new episode on The Human Playbook. Today I want to talk about something that every spiritual seeker out there, everyone who is looking for freedom, doesn't even have to be a spiritual seeker, but everybody who is looking for freedom, deep inner freedom and external freedom, everybody who seeks that will go on a dangerous path. And I talk here about my own experience and experiences from other people who chose the same path. Because to liberate yourself is dangerous. And not everybody is ready to go onto that path. Why? Liberation, if you're looking for true freedom, you will come across your ego. And you will realize that pretty much every attempt to manipulate reality or to achieve something or to create an idea of the good life, having visions, all of that, most of it is projected by the ego. Most or pretty much everything on how society is running is based on ego. And I'm not saying that money is bad. I love money. I love relationships, marriage. These can all be beautiful things. I don't want to make everything look bad here. But if we have a closer look, we will see that pretty much everything that we have been chasing, all our dreams, our aspirations, our ambitions, they have come from a place of ego, from a place of lack. And if you go into a deeper search, a deeper journey of liberating yourself, you will come across all those layers of the ego. And sooner or later you have to drop them. Sooner or later you stop chasing dreams. Sooner or later you see that all of those things have been an illusion. Every action that has exhausted you, where you felt intuitively that you are running against life, full of resistance, trying to manifest. There are so many manifestation techniques where we want to create something beautiful. All of that is coming from ego, from changing reality the way it is. And the deeper you move into meditation, into liberation of your spirit, of being in harmony with life, the more you let go of all that. And then you come to one question. What is arising naturally? What is in total harmony with life? And when I say it's dangerous, because you will no more run or work in the same way as you did before. You have to go through the threshold of meaninglessness, where you feel that everything is meaningless. All of those things on your liberation, you see that it has been meaningless from the ego. All of those visions and thoughts and ideas you hold upon life and yourself, they have become your prison, your bondage, even your greatest dreams, everything you've been chasing, it has just become your new prison. It is poisoning you. You have to let go of all of that. You have to trust deeply into this moment. You have to relax deeply into the present moment, knowing that there is nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing that has to be done. And out of that place, you become dangerous. You become a dangerous individual. Your mind is liberated. And that is when you start being in harmony with nature. But for a moment you might think you're going crazy. For a moment you might think you're losing your mind. Well, you are losing your mind. You're trying so long for your entire life to lose your mind, and then when it finally happens, you get scared. You feel the danger of freedom. Because a free life is incredibly spontaneous. It is very much driven by the present moment. You're like a leaf in the wind. You don't know where you go, you don't know who you are, but you're in this blissful movement, in this blissful dialogue with life, deeply relaxed, accepting what happens. And in that state, creativity is being born. But you give up everything you thought your life had to be a certain way. And that becomes for many people dangerous. They can't handle your silence, your inner silence. What? He stopped chasing? This lazy dude, what is he even doing? He's no more running, he's no more exhausted, he's no more hustling. Something must be terribly wrong with him. And you might even think that for yourself for a moment. With the difference that you have never felt that blissful, never felt that connected to life, never felt that creative perhaps, even in your non-doing, even in your absolute meditation of just being and relaxing, you feel absolutely creative. And that is the secret of a creative person. Even in nothing, in the absolute emptiness, in not doing, there is creativity. Because you know, in that not doing anything, in that moment of inaction, action is being born. Out of that absolute awareness of just being relaxed in the moment, creativity will arise sooner or later, but you're not pushing, you're not pulling, you're not manipulating, you're no more trying hard, you're not more working. You let life, you trust life and nature to move through you effortlessly. When it's time to sleep, you sleep. When it's time to eat, you eat. When it's time to do nothing, you do nothing. When it's time to create, you create. You're in an absolute blissful rhythm with life, and everything else is being taken care of. And that is a dangerous path for society. People intuitively, they will feel the danger. They will feel that there is an individual who has been liberated, who is free from, not just from society. Society lives in your own mind, you understand? And they feel that this individual has been liberated from its own mind. You ask such an individual, where are you going? And he says, I don't know. Blissfully, he says, I don't know. I'm very, very curious of what's going to happen. What will move through me? You ask him, what are your ambitions? And he says, nothing. What is your goal? He says, nothing. Life is my goal. This moment is my goal. That is a very weird being in this society. That is a very, very dangerous way of living. But underneath they will feel the bliss that you have reached. He can be blissful. She can be blissful in absolutely doing nothing. In just being. In just waiting and dancing with life. Sometimes he or she is absolutely active, full of doing, of creating, and then suddenly nothing. You withdraw from the world, like Jesus did. Jesus was a dangerous man. He was in the world preaching and teaching, fully in the crowd, and then suddenly he went 40 days into the desert, withdrawn from the world. He felt the natural pull to go and be alone. He didn't do anything. He was fasting, just spending time with God, not doing anything. Lao Tzu from the Taoism, another dangerous man. He trusted his own nature. He went with his own flow, surrendered his mind. He was a very passive man, very much into the non-doing. Krishnamurti, someone of big activity, a lot of activity. Also he trusted in his nature. He liberated his mind. But he was a man of activity. He was doing and preaching and writing a lot. You see, if you trust in your nature, nobody knows who you are going to be. You can be extremely passive. Life is still taking care of you. You can be doing nothing and it's totally fine. You're blissful. Or you might write many books. You might create many things, or you go on travels. You never know. It is your nature, and your unique path is very different from anyone else's path. But one thing on all of it is sure, you become dangerous because you are a force of nature. You are connected to God, and you feel sensitively where life is pushing you and pulling you by itself. But you need to become still. You need to surrender all of those thinking processes. You even stop making decisions. It's no more your mind making a decision, imagining things in the future. You're no more imagining things in the future. You're no more making a decision. It all happens spontaneously. It is just in the present moment, arising through you spontaneously, from one moment to the next. There's not a decision what you do with your life or your day or your moments. Every time you feel a decision, there is happening a duality. Decision is some kind of split. Someone who is going deeply into meditation and presence understands that you can only act in harmony with nature when you are whole, when you're not more splitting yourself with the mind. When you are responding to the moment spontaneously, it is arising within you, but there is no conscious decision in the mind that is being made. It is not saying, oh, we should go this way, I'm sure it's going to be better there. And then it starts imagining and creating that story like, oh, there's going to be nice trees and nice rivers and the sea. We should go there and we should avoid this. No, that's not happening. You are very much responding to the moment without any imagination of what the future should be. And you relax in the moment to whatever comes up, and you will realize there's a bliss underneath that relaxation. And there's a lot of creativity. So be dangerous. Be dangerous by trusting in your nature. Flow with it. Stop pushing. Relax. Surrender for a moment all your dreams and ambitions. You will see that those dreams and ambitions that you thought that they are holy, that they are wonderful. Yeah, I have dreams, I have goals, and I can already feel my future self. You will feel that there is a tension in it. You know what happens when you achieved all that future self stuff, those goals, those dreams? That is when you start relaxing. That is when a deep inner sense can come that says everything is fine. Everything is already good. I am wherever I want it to be. Now I can let go. I can let life flow through me. That is what you truly seek. That is the endless bliss and happiness that you want. You just use your dreams as a permission slip to relax. You tell yourself, when I have the money and the apartment and the family and the house and the car and the vacation, that is when I can relax. You see, relax already now. And everything that you ever wanted is already there. And that is the great paradox. The seeking ends. That is enlightenment. That is beauty. That is bliss. That is being here and now. And that is being dangerous. Be dangerous. The human playbook.